Molly in Milwaukee, Stand Up, Lie Down, Collection Book 1, written by Chastity Veldt, narrated by Can Be Erotic. Stand Up, Lie Down Collection, Molly in Milwaukee, by Chastity Veldt, for Horsemen publication. Chapter 1. Jake Nilsen parked his truck in front of Pretzel's Comedy Club on Wednesday afternoon and slammed the door thinking, "Shit, you're not supposed to start a story this way." He locked the door with a key fob. Oh well, what are you going to do? Jake looked at his watch. 12:30. He opened the door at Pretzel's and stood for a moment, letting his eyes adjust to the dim lighting. "We're closed," came a woman's voice from behind the bar. "Really? I thought there was a matinee," said Jake. "No, we really don't do matinees at a comedy club," said the woman. "Yeah, I know," said Jake. "I was just kidding." The woman laughed. "That's funny. You should be a comedian." "I am, actually. My name is Jake Nilsen. I'm the middle this weekend." "Oh, my name is Randy," said the woman. "Randy Sanders." She reached across the bar and shook his hand. She had long, slender fingers, and Jake was careful not to squeeze too tightly. Randy looked admiringly at his slender waist and broad shoulders, and she could just about make out that little valley between his pectorals and his form-fitting T-shirt. Jake ran his fingers through his hair with his left hand as he waited for her to let go. Randy's nostrils flared slightly as her gaze traveled up and down his 6'2" frame, lingering on his flat stomach. Jake smiled. "Randy Sanders. I bet that's easy for people to remember." "No, why?" asked Randy. She was about 5'6" and built like a long-distance runner, slender and willowy, and as Jake quickly realized, a bit of a ditz. Randy's shoulder-length strawberry blonde hair was pulled back in a ponytail, and she drank him in with her big hazel eyes. "Never mind," said Jake. "I'm looking for Sherry. She's in her office. I think she's eating lunch." Jake stared at her for a moment. I don't know where that is. Could you show me?" "Oh, sorry." Randy stepped out from behind the bar. "Follow me." She was wearing a runner's tank top, running shorts, and running shoes. She must be a runner, Jake thought, because she wasn't that clever either. His eyes zeroed in on her slender hips and tight little ass. She turned around to make sure he was following, and Jake had to snap his gaze back up off her butt. Randy turned back and continued walking, smiling to herself, and put a little extra wiggle in her hips, putting each foot directly in front of the other like she saw the models do on her favorite TV show. Jake readjusted his pants as his cock began to swell, imagining the things he would love to do with, to, and for that ass. She knocked on the office door. "Sherry, this is Jake Nilsen," he said. "Nilsen. He's our middle." "Yup, until Sunday," said Sherry. She looked at Jake and then back at her sandwich. "Looks like you caught me in the middle of lunch. Do you want some?" Pro-offering half her sandwich that only had a couple bites taken out of it. No thanks. I just wanted to check in and let you know I was in town, and to pick up the key." "Oh, sure." Sherry wiped some mayonnaise on a paper towel and fished the key out from the desk drawer. She tossed it to Jake, who caught it and stuffed it in his pocket. Randy followed his hand and stared at his crotch. "Shit. Is that his dick, or is he just happy to see me?" she thought. Sherry continued. "Randy can take you to the club apartment. It's a block down the street over a taco joint. You've got the place to yourself this weekend. The opener's a local, and the headliner demanded a hotel. Fucking prima donna douchebag. I'd better take a couple towels for him," said Randy. She turned and squeezed past Jake, who was standing in the doorway, grinding her ass against his crotch. She grabbed some towels from the cabinet and squeezed past him again, sliding her nylon-clad ass along his crotch one more time. Jake cagled his dick and made it jump, which made Randy gasp a little. She turned and gave him a wink. "I'll show you the way," she said, smiling a little and looking down at his crotch. "Jesus, get a room, you two," said Sherry, returning to her sandwich. "And the bathroom's over there, and you can choose whichever bedroom you like." Randy was just wrapping up the tour of the club's apartment, so Jake picked a bedroom and dropped his duffel bag onto the queen-size bed. Many comedy clubs provide an apartment for their out-of-town comics to stay in while they're working at the club. Some club apartments are real shitholes, but this one was decent-looking place.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?